A very good evening. You're watching NewsX and I'm Shivani Singh. The worsening air quality index in Mumbai has prompted the authorities to enforce strict restrictions under Graded Response Action Plan. These curbs apply to neighborhoods that have recorded very poor to severe air quality index levels, causing discomfort for residents. The move comes after varying air quality levels in the city, with the Central Pollution Control Board or the CPCB reporting Mumbai's AQI at 111, classified as moderate on Monday. Though some areas had earlier recorded severe pollution levels, meanwhile flying squads comprising engineers and police personnel along with who are equipped with GPS trackers have also been deployed across all wards. Along with that, 70 sites which were inspected, 53 were found violating the dust control norms and have also been issued notices on the same. Let's now take a look at what is allowed and what is not under GRAP-4 restrictions in Mumbai. So, when we talk of the GRAP-4 restrictions, these have been implemented by the BMC, and this is because the pollution levels in Mumbai are very severe currently. So, the GRAP-4 restrictions, what's allowed and what's not allowed. What's not allowed is all construction activities including demolition and road work at over 50 sites. So, over 50 sites in Mumbai have been issued the stop work notices because of this rising pollution and the implementation of GRAP-4 measures. Also, what's not allowed is operation of ready-mix concrete or RMC plants without dust suppression measures. Shutdown notices issued to non-compliant units. So, if you do not have ready-mix concrete and dust suppressions, then you cannot continue with your work. Also, dust generating activities at project sites without water sprinkling. So, you need to keep sprinkling water in order to make sure that dust particles don't rise from that spot. Burning of garbage is not allowed. Burning of leaves or any waste in open areas is also not allowed, with empowered officials issuing on-spot fines. So, if you are doing this in Mumbai, it's not allowed. You will be in fact issued a fine by these officials who have been appointed by the BMC. Use of polluting small industrial units without switching to cleaner fuels or technologies, penalties for violations. So, if you violate these norms as well by these small industries, you will also be given a penalty. There is also not allowed entry of non-essential trucks into affected zones. So, what the BMC has done, they have identified these hotspots, and wherever these air pollution hotspots are, they have denied entry of non-essential trucks in that area. Any activities at construction sites that contribute to air pollution, including inadequate covering of stockpiles or lack of wind breaking walls. So, what's also not allowed is if you are at a construction site, if you do not make sure that all the measures or guidelines that have been presented by the BMC, if they are not followed, that's not allowed right now under GRAP-4 restrictions. Essential services such as hospitals, pharmacies and grocery stores also remain fully open. So, under GRAP-4, all the essential services remain fully open. What's also allowed is public transportation, including trains, buses, metros, continue to run on regular schedules. So, all of these are not affected by the GRAP-4 restrictions. All transport, public transports, everything's running smoothly and on schedule. Office work is permitted at 50% capacity, with the remaining staff encouraged to work from home. So, office people 50% can stay at home and 50% can work from office. This is the guideline that has been given by the BMC. This is allowed. Alright, so this is some of the things that are allowed. Also, schools operate in hybrid mode, allowing in-person classes for critical grades like 10th and 12th, while others shift online. So, all other critical grades are 10th and 12th. Those students are allowed the hybrid form where they can come to the schools. Others are supposed to be online. Delivery of essential goods like food, medicine via apps and services is unrestricted. So, all delivery of goods essential like medicines and everything else is allowed, and they remain unrestricted in Mumbai. All right, so let's take this discussion forward of the air pollution in Mumbai with the guests who are joining me on the panel. Shekhar Singh, who is an agri-policy analyst, Kavita Ashok, who is an environmentalist, Gautam Mukherjee, a senior journalist, and Anand Arya, who is also an environmentalist. I welcome you all to the panel to discuss this issue that is currently plaguing Mumbai city. So, let me go across to Gautam Mukherjee first. Sir, Mumbai is a coastal city and it has this natural ventilation that was offered to it. It had its advantages. Why are we still seeing episodes of deteriorating air quality in a coastal city like Mumbai?
Well, a good thing is that at a AQI of 200 or less, they are taking steps to stop or restrict or regulate the kind of things that are causing the pollution. You've just listed most of them. This is a very good thing to do, though to go straight into online and working from home is perhaps too much of a reaction, but it gets the public trained into paying attention to pollution, because even though they have a sea breeze blowing it away every evening, they've got 200 AQI. So it is a good thing and hopefully will deliver good results.
Kavita Ashok, do you also think that these measures by the BMC are really quick, because they are seeing only an average AQI of 111. Delhi is facing with an AQI of, it's hovering around 400 to 500. We are still seeing GRAP-2, GRAP-3 measures. Mumbai has implemented GRAP-4 now. Do you think this is necessary?
Thank you, Shivani, for the question. I personally feel, studying environment and understanding what is happening around us, I feel that Delhi is lagging behind. Look at us, our AQI is, on an average 400 for the last, 1 week, 10 days, we are shuffling even higher AQI, between higher AQI. I think GRAP-4 should be, put into action here, and the administration needs to see this as a health emergency, or how much people of Delhi are going to suffer in the future generation, also in the coming times. Not only us now, our children, our grandchildren, people, children who are, still to be born. So, I mean, I think we are not taking it seriously. I appreciate the BMC because they are taking action. Maybe you feel that, it's too early in the day for GRAP-4. But I think they're going the right way. We are just trying to dilly-dally and delay it. I don't know why GRAP-4 was imposed, then 3, then 2. I don't know how non-seriously are we taking this. I feel we are non-serious, about it.
All right. If I can go across to Shekhar Singh, what do you believe is one of the major contributing factors to Mumbai's air pollution rising? And do you think that better waste management techniques in in the financial capital of India, which is expanding still, can we take in order to ensure that such AQIs are not reached again?
See, first of all, I would like to say that it's very good that the authorities have come and timely said that, we need to undergo these strict measures, and also open up an administrative option that if things go worse, we can even move to further levels of containment for this thing. So that's an immediate relief for the citizens. And now to your question, I think what is happening in Bombay or Mumbai is that we have reached the very limits of our ecological carrying capacity. What that means is that we as a people, we as cities, our city planners, our policy makers, we are trying to work with a paradigm that does not work well for the environment and ecology of this land. And we have finally come to a point where our containing holder is now breaking apart. Now, you've already very rightfully said it that Bombay is a coastal city, and every evening the wind, breeze carry out all the pollution. It's not just Bombay, it's like Bombay, or like even in Los Angeles and other places around the world have the same cleaning mechanism. But when our cities load through vehicular pollution, through burning of trash, through other, the hyper urbanization that's taking place in areas around Mumbai, all that load nature cannot carry further. And furthermore, the new cyclonic winds and the new movement of winds is also getting back all the pollution that's in the hinterlands towards the coastal areas. So they become transit points. Like Delhi is right now also a transit point for all the pollution coming down from the north and crossing through Delhi and going further down the Gangetic Plain. So here it's not just the problem of Bombay. That's why I wanted to say this. But rather the problem of the entire area and the largest sub-region, which is experiencing massive pollution. And we can see the symptom very clearly in Bombay, but the problem is of all over. So the real solution to this is we have to get off the paradigm of this pollution, of emissions for the long run, for sustainability. Because if we keep investing in technologies that are going to eat from the earth, that are going to contaminate our water, that's going to cut our trees, we will be losing this capacity further on, and we will reach a point where, although we may have the money, but we will not be living in a place which is sustainable, or where we can as a civilization have a future. So I think that's the real peril here, and Delhi and Bombay and these other parts are just very critical and very dangerous symbols of what's about to happen. So I think it's a grave warning. People should take close attention to it, and we should not let this one pass, because it is a climate emergency, it is a pollution emergency. And this is the right time for the Indian politicians to also perhaps develop a green feather and try and think about how can we tackle this new challenge of pollution and of climate change using good policy. So I think that would be some of my first steps. And of course, I've always advocated for organic agriculture in around these areas. I've advocated for having green industry, especially in these hyper urbanized places like Delhi or in the Mumbai larger area, which will help curb the problem. But we have to look towards biodiversity. We have to look towards nature. We have to follow a newer trend of technologies which are based in biomimicry for energy generation, for transportation, for food storage, without which the problem will only increase every year.
Right. Anand Arya, sir, if I can come across to you now, do you also believe that climate change is particularly shifting the wind patterns and the humidity, especially in coastal towns like Mumbai, which used to have better air ventilation, it had better airflow, and now it is reeling under pollution, just like towns which were surrounded by other towns. So do you also believe that climate change is particularly affecting Mumbai, a coastal town, and does it need now a specific coastal policy, pollution policy?
You see, whether it is a number one, I think the climate change is affecting not just the Delhi and Mumbai. I think it is across the country that we are feeling, from the mountains to the plains and the coastal areas. So there is no doubt about it, and therefore I think whatever needs to be done to control the climate change. Actually, it's not a climate change. I think it's the whole system of climate has been completely destroyed, and which needs to be resuscitated. And then again, we need to make a lot of repairs on that. That's one part. The second part, I think, which the other panelists have also mentioned, is this is the GRAP. What is GRAP? GRAP, to my mind, is like, I have a fever and therefore you will give me a couple of proteins and to bring it down. But that does not really address the basic issue. Now, as you said, and all three friends on the panel have said, that Mumbai is a coastal city and it is supposed to take care of the pollution every evening when the wind comes. Now, there may be a few days when the climatic conditions and the meteorological conditions are such that the air probably may not wash away. But my basic question, which I have been raising for Delhi as well as now for Mumbai, is basically every measure that you listed out right in the opening statements is causing a pollution. Now, by just how long will you keep this GRAP going? That's not a solution. The solution is 365 days of monitoring what we need to do. Like whatever is you said about construction cannot go on unless the ABCD measures are already in place. So that is something which is going to be a 365 days action. As to the vehicles, Mumbai had one of the most efficient public transport system, and with the expansion of Mumbai now, which was earlier, now I think the Mumbai is almost 2.5 times of the Mumbai when I visited as a child. So now with that expansion, with so much of construction going on, I think Mumbai has to very severely come down on the builders. You see, there is nothing we can do. The population is growing. There is an internal countrywide migration to major cities like Delhi and Mumbai. That will continue. Your city limits will increase. Your constructions would take care of will be only on the green areas, which would mean either the agriculture or you're cutting down on the trees. Now, so what needs to be done, especially in Mumbai, I don't see a reason why ever, even for a day or two, the AQI should go over 100 if you are taking care of everything. Now, unfortunately, that is exactly the situation we have in Delhi today. I mean, I emailed my petition again to the Supreme Court this year, which I've been doing every 2 years or so for the last 10 years. But unfortunately, the government authorities are not delivering, they're not doing their job. If they do it, like where is the question of, why can't the streets in Mumbai and Delhi be washed every morning like in many other cities I've seen across the world? Why can't we really sort of control the dust and control all the other dust particles, from the construction? C&D rules, bylaws are ones which are excellent rules, but we need a compliance. We need the authorities to come down with a ton of bricks on the head of these people on a 365 days in a year, and not just okay. So today it is 160, so I will not do this. You go sit at home. I mean, how long can you have the children? Stay at home. Why can't they just go out and play? You see, these are all, ultimately these will lead to extremely serious health issues, as Kavita ji pointed out some time back. These are the issues, which we need to take seriously 365 days in a year. And the other is that, unfortunately, in Delhi, I have been, shouting from the housetop for the last 12, 13 years, particularly. Not one person has been punished for any kind of a dereliction of duty, not even for not complying with the directions of the Supreme Court or the National Green Tribunal or even Delhi High Court. So unless and until there is an accountability, unless and until that accountability is properly either rewarded or punished, I'm sorry, we have been debating during the whole winters every year for the last 15 years. I'm sure next year again on your platform, if you would be asking me, we will be debating exactly the same thing. Why GRAP-4, why GRAP-3, why GRAP-4?
Right.
These are not some things which we need at all. What we need is a regular, efficient accountability and delivery of the public services.
Okay, all right. Gautam Mukherjee, do you also believe that we are relying too much on short-term measures? We should look at a long-term structural reform for all the cities going forward?
I think a lot of it has a political dimension. There are vested interests which are allowed to get away with a lot of things. For example, even now, as Mr. Arya pointed out, 15 years this has been going on. We still have something like 40% of the current pollution coming in because of stubble burning. A lot of it has come down.
But when we talk about Mumbai does not have the problem of
so
stubble burning.
in Mumbai, by the same token, you've got unbridled and unprotected construction. And now when you do a lot of construction and you don't take care of the dust that's blowing around right into the hinterland, into Navi Mumbai and so on, you get this. Now, why is this happening? Because the builder lobby is very strong. It's very rich. It's very in with the politicians. The politicians don't want to trouble them. Now that they've put something like GRAP-4, it affects the business of these people, and this will blow back and they will soon reduce it. So this is the nexus between the politician, the bureaucrats, and the problem. Because if the problem is not stamped down upon, then you tend to go for the soft targets. Now, getting into vehicular pollution is, in my mind, the soft target, and it inconveniences a lot of the middle class who are basically powerless. They don't have the connections to do anything about it. So if you take a two-wheeler and you prosecute him, well, what can he do? You take a car of a person going to work and you prosecute him, he has to lump it. But the builder doesn't. The builder makes sure that his business goes on, and to hell with the hindmost. So that is what is happening. The same thing there, the same thing here, the same thing everywhere. Now the point is, this is going to get worse unless it gets better. And the fact that some degree of focus is being brought by all and sundry in Delhi, in Bombay, perhaps in the other cities, is going to have some salutary effect. Whether it will do the job or not, I don't know, but a little is better than nothing.
Okay. Kavita Ashok, do you also think that this construction or redevelopment boom that's happening in Mumbai, this verticalization of Mumbai leading to taller buildings, trapping of pollutants, do you think that this is the major thing that's leading to the rising air pollution?
Definitely a big yes to this, because urbanization is taking its toll on the residents of any city, be it Mumbai, Delhi, or Calcutta, any big city. Because look at the movement of people. So many people are migrating from small towns and villages for work and dreams to all these bigger cities. I feel that there should be a control, there should be a policy for construction, for cutting of trees, for deforestation. Look, everything is being cleared. Don't you see Delhi NCR expansion and Mumbai and suburban expansion? Why is this happening? Only because in order to accommodate people who are coming from outside and they want to work in Mumbai. So I feel, yes, we need a policy, some kind of a check, or we need to develop more smart cities. Let Mumbai and Delhi not be the core anymore. We need to decentralize, I think. And also, I would love to mention here that we need to, our policies have to be stricter. And I have seen myself how garbage has been burning in and around Delhi, how farm fires are burning still on the Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan area. I've been traveling lately. I have seen, and how industries, factories are working in the night in order, even if, some GRAP is imposed, people are not obeying rules. So I guess citizen participation also will take a big, role in bringing about whatever is being implemented. So we need to work together. The policy, the authority, the government, and the people have to pitch in if we want a concrete result and a long-time solution to air pollution.
All right. Indrashekhar Singh, do you also think that mega projects like the metro tunnels and the coastal road project, all of these need independent emission audits? And apart from that, when we are looking at construction, do you also think in the terms of agriculture, the suburban areas that are surrounding Mumbai, those can adopt cleaner practices going forward?
First of all, I think there should be there should be a review of the environmental norms and regulations in the country. But having said that, I understand some projects in the country are required beyond the scope of environment for our national defense, national pride, and some of these mega projects. So we should also balance everything and then decide what we can do and what we cannot do. But as a general overall, definitely we need to have better environmental and ecological audits and surveys of everything in this country, because our future depends on it. Now, having moved and talking about the second side, which is, I think, agriculture and the solutions based on agriculture, I think there needs to be, every city should have an assessment of how much forest area or green wall does it need around it. There needs to be now, we need to move in a point where big cities, like for example, we can build the peripheral highway in Delhi. Why not have a peripheral forest wall around Delhi, which is then capturing most of this pollution? We can have some plants which are capturing the direct...
All right. Unfortunately, that's all the time I have. Mumbai can no longer rely on sea breezes and luck. A coastal city deserves coastal solutions, scientific, accountable, and long-term. If science guides policy and citizens stay engaged, Mumbai can reclaim the clean air advantage its coast once offered. I thank all my guests for joining us on this discussion.